Okay, let's talk about her. You like her, right? More than just a passing, she's nice. There's something there. And that something needs nurturing. So, why is it you need to keep her intrigued throughout your conversation? It's not about playing games or being mysterious for the sake of mystery. It's far more fundamental than that. It's about demonstrating value, sparking connection, and ultimately showing how you're worth getting to know on a deeper level. Think about it. Humans are pattern-seeking creatures. We constantly assess everything around us. Is this safe? Is this interesting? Is this worth investing my time in? When she's talking to you, she's subconsciously running that assessment. If your conversation feels predictable, if you reveal everything up front with no layers, it can feel safe, but a little bland. Like a perfectly good cup of tea, but nothing special. Intrigue isn't about being a riddle wrapped in an enigma. It's about creating a gentle pull, a curiosity that makes her want to learn more. It's the difference between saying, I work as an accountant, and saying, I work with numbers. It's surprisingly dramatic sometimes. I basically help companies untangle financial mysteries. See? Same job, different delivery. One is a statement of fact, the other invites a question. Oh, really? What kind of dramas? Let's break down why intrigue matters, and then how to build it into your conversations. 1. The psychology behind intrigue, dopamine release. Curiosity triggers dopamine release in the brain, that feel-good chemical associated with reward and motivation. When you pique her interest, she gets a little dopamine hit, making her enjoy talking to you more and wanting to continue the conversation. It's subtle, but powerful. Perceived value. People value things they have to work for, even just a little bit. If you give away everything about yourself immediately, it can feel like there's nothing left to discover. Intrigue suggests depth, that there are layers to you beyond the surface level. It implies you're interesting and complex. Differentiation. Everyone she meets will have something to say. What makes you stand out? Intrigue helps you differentiate yourself from the sea of other potential connections. It shows you're thoughtful, engaging, and not just reciting a standard getting to know you script. Emotional investment. When someone is intrigued, they start to invest emotionally in finding out more. They begin to build a little mental picture of who you are, and that picture becomes more appealing the more she learns. 2. How to weave. Intrigue into your conversation, the practical toolkit. This isn't about being fake or withholding information entirely, it's about how you present it. Let's look at specific techniques. A. The art of the teaser. Don't dump, sprinkle. Instead of launching into a long monologue about your life story, sprinkle in interesting details and let her ask for more. For example, instead of saying, I went on an amazing trip to Italy last year, try, Italy was an experience. Let's just say I learned how to navigate chaos with a gelato in hand. That invites the question, what happened? Use and then moments. Start a story, get her hooked, and then pause at an interesting point. Say something like, I was hiking in the mountains last weekend, and then things got interesting. This creates anticipation. Hint at passions and quirks. Mention your hobbies or interests briefly, but with a little flair. I'm obsessed with vintage cameras is better than just saying, I like photography. It suggests there's a story behind the obsession. B. The power of storytelling and selective detail. Focus on the feeling, not just the facts. When you tell stories, don't just recount what happened. Focus on how it made you feel. I was really nervous giving that presentation is more relatable than I gave a presentation to 50 people. Leave room for interpretation, don't over-explain everything. Let her draw her own conclusions. A little ambiguity can be very attractive. For example, instead of saying, my boss is so annoying, try, my boss keeps me on my toes. It's more nuanced and invites her to ask why he keeps you on your toes. Use sensory details. Bring the story to life with sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and textures. The air smelled like pine needles and damp earth is much more evocative than it was a nice forest. C. The question master. Beyond basic, small talk, open-ended questions are your best friend, Avoid questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no. Instead of, do you like to travel? Try, what's the most unexpected place you've ever travelled and what made it so memorable? Follow up and dig deeper. Don't just ask a question and move on. Listen actively to her answer and ask follow-up questions that show you're genuinely interested. You said you love hiking. What's your favourite trail? Or, that's fascinating. What made you decide to learn Spanish? Share your own answers, but not all at once. When she asks you a question, answer thoughtfully, but don't feel like you need to reveal everything. Give her something interesting to work with and leave room for further exploration. D. The subtle art of non-verbal intrigue, eye contact. But not staring, maintain comfortable eye contact. It shows confidence and engagement. Smile. Authentically, a genuine smile is incredibly inviting. Body language. Open and relaxed, uncross your arms, lean in slightly when she's talking, and show that you're present and engaged. A touch of mystery. Subtle. Don't be afraid to have a little bit of you that isn't immediately obvious. A slight pause before answering a question can create intrigue. 3. Avoiding common pitfalls. Don't be afraid of silence. A few moments of comfortable silence are okay. It allows both of you time to process and think. Don't feel like you need to fill every second with chatter. Avoid one-upping. If she shares something interesting, don't immediately try to top it with your own story. Acknowledge her experience first. Don't be too eager to please. You want to be likable, but you also want to be yourself. Don't change who you are just to impress her. Authenticity is key. Avoid complaining excessively. Everyone has their gripes. But too much negativity can be a turn-off. Focus on the positive and interesting aspects of your life. 4. Putting it all together. The long game, keeping her intrigued, isn't about winning her over in one conversation. It's about building a foundation for a deeper connection. Think of it as laying breadcrumbs, each one leading her further down the path of wanting to know you better. Each interaction should leave her with a feeling of, I want to talk to him again. A little curiosity, a shared laugh, a thoughtful question. These are all small investments that can pay off big time. So go out there and be yourself, but be the most interesting version of yourself. Be present, be engaging, and remember, she's not just assessing you. She's looking for someone who makes her feel curious, excited, and genuinely connected. And that starts with keeping her intrigued. Now, go practice. Think about one small thing you can do differently in your next conversation to add a little more intrigue. You got this.